Good.
The time is now 6:32. Session. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing and regular meeting of the city council of the city of Sandy Oaks, Texas will be held on Thursday, August 8th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. at City Hall, 22870 Beach Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, where a quorum of the city council will be present. All agenda items are subject to action. You can join the meeting with the Zoom link provided in the agenda. The public will be permitted to offer public comments in person, telephonically, or by audio as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting by signing up with the city secretary at least 15 minutes in advance of the meeting. If providing comments in person and at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting by emailing the city secretary at city@sandiego.com or by calling 210-607-0834 if speaking telephonically or by audio. Please indicate whether you intend to speak during the public hearing portion of the meeting regarding the proposed budget for fiscal year 2024-2025, or during the citizens to be heard portion of the regular meeting regarding another item on the agenda. Written comments received at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting will be provided to the city council for consideration. An audio recording of the meeting will be made and will be available to the public in accordance with the Texas Public Information Act upon written request. Madam Secretary, may I have a call to order and a phone call, please?
Oh, yes. Mayor, Pro Tem Alvarado. Here. Alderman Fillinger.
Here.
Alderman Coppendeffer.
Here.
Alderman Rapino.
Here.
Alderman Trimbley.
Here.
Ms. Cassandra, City Attorney, and Delma's here. We got a quorum.
Thank you. And pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. All right, citizens to be heard. Persons wishing to speak up may talk with the city secretary in the time and manner as indicated above. Time is provided for citizens to address the city council on issues and concerns related to the city of Sandy Oaks. Please note that the Texas Open Meeting Act prohibits the city council from responding, commenting, or discussing items or topics during this portion of the meeting that are not included on the agenda. The city council appreciates hearing from the citizens whose thoughts and questions are valued. However, civility and a sense of decorum will be strictly followed. All speakers must address their comments to the city council. Speakers shall refrain from public criticism of members of the city council that are prohibited by law. This item will be open for up to 30 minutes with 3 minutes to each speaker. One person may speak on behalf of the group. Up to 3 people may register on behalf of the group for the spokesperson to be allotted up to 9 minutes to speak. If there are more than 10 speakers, each will be given 2 minutes or 6 minutes for a group spokesperson. At this time, do we have anybody signed up to speak?
No, Mayor, we don't.
Okay. All right, we're moving on to the public hearing on the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget. All right, today we will conduct a public hearing on the 24-25 fiscal year budget. This time is provided for citizens to address the mayor and council on the proposed budget. Please limit your time to a period not to exceed 3 minutes. This budget will raise national property taxes than last year's budget by $284,165.59, which is a 50% increase from last year's budget, and of that amount, $12,082.68 is tax revenue to be raised from the new property added to the tax roll this year. Time is now 6:36, and we are in our public hearing. I believe everybody has a copy. I will say on looking at your paper, 1, 2, on the second page in the back, again, what do we have to do? Do we have any citizen comments Oh, do we have any citizens?
No,
Okay. All right, so nobody signed up to speak. So at this time, if you turn to page 1, 2, in the back of the page, utilities. Utilities are a bit under budget here compared to actual this year. I figure it's not gonna get any hotter, so within the realms of this budget, my intention is to increase utilities to $40,000, maybe $45,000, depending on how the rest of this year ends. We only have 2 months left, so hopefully it's not $10,000 more in utilities, but compared it to actuals as of today, the $35,000 line item would be not enough to cover the budget item. So I will make a movement for that. When that time comes to amend this budget to increase that utilities, but within the same budget. The other item that I do want to mention is that there is a line item for a city administrator on the. Yeah, the first page one, second page two, on page 2 near the top, there is a city administrator line item. Does have $105,000 budget, however, considering we are relatively new and potentially finding a new city administrator. So they can work with the range of that. The other agenda item, the other item I wanted to speak to on this is in the parks and recreation and trying to find it. But I did add a small employee position for the park. Yeah. Parks and park. Okay. So that's included in here as well. It's very minimal. It's not to be a full-time job, but it's so that way they can have the resources and be able to use the vehicles that they need to be able to.
They essentially work with color.
Right.
They're the color.
Taking care of, not the park, but the community center. Yeah, they're not kind of. I know, right?
They're finished now.
For part-time work, for part-time money, that's a deal. Those are the only comments that I wanted to make about the city budget. Yeah, it was highlighted because I should have taken it off, but the amount for the employee health care was just, I meant to talk to Catherine about it, which is why I. But that is about what we're trending at today. And then we've also had multiple full-time employees here that we previously had, more full-time employees. Than we previously had. So, that's certainly driving up.
Yeah, but it's wrong with it.
Yes, sir.
I just got this from, I'm looking at the salary. Under the ordinance we did pass for the summer intern. Don't see anything in the budget for the city intern, and the ordinance stated that we would budget for it in the budget, so last year, in the budget.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I may have just forgot about it or thought it was going to be a free position, but I will put it in the package. But again, there's room here to add and subtract from positions, or not from positions, but other line items, so I can certainly add that. Yes, sir.
Now, I would highly recommend we look at the code enforcement abatement expenses. But that's becoming a hot topic. And the issue is from year to year, if we do an abatement project this year, or if we do 5 abatement projects this year, some of those expenses will be paid within 30 days. Some of them will be paid within a year, and some of them won't be paid until the property being transferred. It's a big issue, and it's a troublesome issue. I think we should allocate some more funding there for uh, code enforcement. Uh, I, I'm doing initial research on 3 different properties right now that really are totally out of line.
Okay, so on page one, right, about midway through, where it shows the zero balance, okay.
Well, actually, I was much more.
Oh, that's revenue, sorry, you're right, page 3.
Page 3. Uh, yeah, and
How much would you suggest, right?
Uh, well, okay, here's my experience. Uh, average abatement at this point has run between $16,000 and $2,000 direct cost for a contractor to come in and abate an issue. I would like to see that at, $14,000-15,000. I think if we actually start and complete abatement procedures, people will start taking it seriously. There's been a history of they get a warning and that's all that ever happened. I think if we want a clean and neat city, we're gonna have to make the investment to let people know that this is a serious matter.
If I might add, and I'm not sure if we could include this into the code enforcement, but early on in the incorporation, I'm not sure if you were on board at the time, but we had contracted with outside building inspectors. You think that would be something that we could look at later on or early next year, and include that in the code enforcement and just hire out and get a contracted building inspector to get someone from San Antonio possibly, or another city, come out even on weekends, he's contract. And he goes out and identifies these buildings and he would know the proper procedures for behavior. So we would have to include, out of that, whatever money we incorporate in there, look at getting a contractor, building inspector. Rather than putting one on our salary.
No, but I was involved with that, the property out on Young Oak where we had the 2-story building that finally collapsed to a 1-story building, 1-story lineal building. Yes, we sent our building inspector out there to declare an emergency because it's very hazardous. And I don't really know that we need to do that unless we're in an emergency situation. If the building's ready to fall over, then we need to declare it an emergency. And at that point, we need to contract that. But again, at that point, that expense becomes part of the property owner's debt. We'll have to pay it up front, but
So whether it's, so to kind of summarize and kind of keep this on track, so to answer your question, I think the 15,000 can include that independent
If we get to
contractor.
that point.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with that idea, because I think, yeah, we're gonna condemn somebody's building, we need somebody that knows how to do that properly. And that's,
Or at least have the proper paperwork.
yeah, right.
Well, yeah, and again. And because we were declaring an emergency, I felt like we needed that extra teeth.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
So, but yeah, I would really like to see some more payment money so that, yeah, we can do something besides,
No problem.
we can follow through without fussing, but.
Okay. Any other questions concerning regarding the budget?
Um, Can we see the changes we discussed and adopted at the next meeting? Will that be in a timely manner? Or calendar?
It's gonna be tight.
So all the changes would need to be made by a motion, or they can be made by a motion tonight. You can either adopt the budget tonight or postpone it. The next meeting for the tax rate is, tentatively, for August 19th is the last day to adopt the budget. And so
So I think we need to figure out, okay,
Okay.
where do we deduct from?
Let's do our job then.
We carry it over from last year's budget. We carried over quite a tiny sum that we need for that dog. So I think we did this, so how much of that did we have?
I mean, that would be, I don't,
The way that plays out is, that means that we under budget for the current year. And that means that we do have some funds that we can remember from the general budget to, let's say, go to regular boards and basis, and they can be derelict properties with that.
no.
That's what I'm looking at. is looking around here.
But this budget is based off of next year's. So
What do you see
while,
for-
while yes, there may be money left over from last year that we can
Yeah.
use to pay for it, we're talking about 2024 to 2025.
Well, how much can we see for this budget?
Okay, again?
So how much are you seeing for this budget? For
Uh,
the year?
year total revenue is 1.187 million.
2.1?
Correct.
It's probably
Oh, excuse me, I apologize, 1.403.
2.4. Okay, so it's $5 million.
So my thought is to, for the first one, right, if we're gonna do this today, for the utilities, because I think we need to be at approximately $45,000. To keep it simple, I'd like to take out 2,000 from animal control containment, 2,000 from equipment and supplies. And then we do 2,000 from police. And 2,000 from salaries, from police equipment and supplies, and 2,000 from salaries.
Under the police department, you have operations and expenses.
Hmm.
What falls under? Or
Equipment and supplies, or which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at.
Page
Oh, total, police
Yeah,
department operation
totals,
expenses?
right, so you got budgeted 384.5. You got actual at 186. You got 107 right there.
Yeah, well, the majority of that is coming from the difference from the, salaries.
Right. Then you put projecting toward 35.
The 206 does project the chief, the corporal, and another.
What about animal control fuel? Doesn't seem to be,
Yeah. I mean, they,
because they
That-
stay here.
yeah, a lot of it is they stay here. A lot of it is if they have dogs, they can't go anywhere anyways, other than taking them to facilities, so. I don't wanna reduce it more than maybe another 2,000. In fact, I need another 2,000 to first fix the utilities. But I'd rather not take it from there. I'd rather take out 2,000 from fuel and TV. Yeah. So they have $12,000. And that 4,800 is not much different today. It's maybe 5,500. Now granted, we've been lucky enough that our cars have been sitting for a while, so, but I think the 10,000 is fair to start.
With 2 cars.
Yeah.
only.
Yeah, so the summarization is I take out 10 from animal control containment facilities, 2 from equipment and supplies, 2 from police department equipment and supplies, 2 from fuel, and 2 from salary. That would be the 10 that I need to increase the utilities and electricity.
UMRS is from the ad 100.
PMRS is the employer's part for their insurance. Yeah.
The training and certification, and I guess we'll,
Not necessarily
there's some.
for the police. Or, yeah.
Are we not anticipating they off the time of month?
something.
Yeah, I mean,
But they spent almost 2,500 with what they trained.
Yeah.
If we anticipate 2,500, and there's a budget for 5,000, I'm just saying.
yeah, there's some.
I'd like to address that. Number one, only one person really spent any money on training certification last year.
We've already
And
seen.
and it needs to be,
Two.
that was not a successful theory of operation for the police department. We do need additional training. And
Well, that's a question.
training can be considered an employee benefit. A young officer, will tend to stay if we're willing to invest in additional training for them.
Okay, I don't see why we should mark it off.
Yeah, I would prefer that.
I prefer we don't take money out of the training.
I mean,
That's why I had to ask.
you, all right, I'm 72 years old and half of my life has been training. For myself and 2 other people.
All right, so let's move along. Can I get a motion for the 10,000? So the way I'm gonna lay it up is I would deduct 2,000 from animal control containment facilities, 2,000 from animal control equipment and supplies, 2,000 from police department equipment and supplies, 2,000 from police department fuel, and 2,000 from police department salaries, totaling 10,000, and then increasing utilities and electricity by 10,000 to bring it up to 45,000.
I move that we make the deductions as detailed by Mayor Martinez and adding it to the utility. Yeah,
Emotion. So I got a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Lupino to deduct the $2,000 from the detailed line items as indicated previously and place them into the utilities electricity, increasing that total budget line item to 45,000. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, that passes unanimously. Okay. The only other item I think we had 2 items to look at, so the budget for the intern. Yep. Yeah, well, we gotta add the line item, but then we gotta find the line. So I think we can do it all in one motion.
So what did you have in? It was just put in the order.
Yeah, we're down the hour. 20 weeks for. Figure $3,000. Oh, we can add it to the, like the city secretary line. Well, that, actually, we can add it to the deputy clerk. It would be a great position to that. So the line item is potentially there. We just need to find the money for it. $3,000. Yeah, I think, look, if you look at, page 2. We can pull $3,000 easily from the municipal building, city hall. So we're at 5,200 in spend right now. $45,000. I think we just pull $5,000 for that position and put it to the deputy clerk for the injury. Page 2. Yeah, municipal building fund. Here. To the deputy. Yes, sir. Can I move that we move, 3,000 from municipal building? Budget and move it to the deputy, clerk.
I'll say,
And so I got a motion from Alderman Martino and a second from Alderman Villager to reduce line item municipal building city hall by $3,000. Place that on.
I know it was my turn.
So I'm gonna, so again, motion is to remove the motion from Alderman Rapino and second from Alderman Fillinger is to remove $3,000 from the municipal building city hall line item, reducing that overall budget to $22,000 and increasing the deputy city clerk position to $3,000 for the purpose of the intern position. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Okay. All right, and then the last one, I think what I mentioned is the abatement. That's a good reminder. If you have your cell phones on, please silence them. Thank you. We could. With $2,000 litter removal. That's sitting in the public works.
What's the uncategorized thing?
Uncategorized income is when we receive or check, like not necessarily within the budget. So what, at one point, the school cost guard fund was considered uncategorized income. But since we amended the budget to add it in here, then that no longer. applies. Yeah.
Well, we haven't funded budgets for the park. Did you have?
I mean, And so that's really like repairs. You know, so, you know, Macy goes down, that's a significant portion of that, yeah. So, I mean, while it's not necessarily a bad place to pull the money, it does limit the ability to repair any buildings, or the building at the city park. We could cut it in half, and I mean, I think $7,000, we could replace an AC system, but if it's multiple AC systems.
Nowadays, right?
In mind.
No, no, sir.
Well, then, hey, y'all just don't know the right people.
Right.
Cause I paid $5,000 for mine, so.
But you do not have to specialize through the wall.
You don't know, you ain't been to my house, but anyway, okay,
I guarantee you, for 5,000, not have to specialize through the
I
wall.
don't have 5,000. But I mean, we could reduce it some, so we could reduce it 4,000 to get us close.
So we're looking at that. Reducing the
The municipal building,
municipal building at part by $1,000, $10,000,
yeah, we can reduce it, because what do we have on there currently?
14,000.
No, I'm sorry, on the abatement.
We currently have 5,000.
So if you want to reduce it 5, let's make it 10 just to start, and then that'll at least get us $10,000 for abatement, if I could meet you in the middle there.
Okay, so we're gonna reduce by 5,000 and 10,000 on the abatement fund. I could agree with that, so, okay. I make a motion to reduce the municipal building, park and community center fund from $14,000 to $9,000. Increasing the code enforcement abatement expense to $10,000.
Okay, so I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger to reduce the municipal building community center, maintenance fund to $9,000. And increase that, and take that $5,000 difference and put it on the abatement fund, increasing that total line item to $10,000. You have a motion, do I have a second? Okay, so I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Tremblay. All those in favor say aye.
Right?
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Goes all the way down.
You're very soft spoken.
Today,
So, yeah, I know, right, today. So that passes unanimously. There is no other amendments to be made. Or there's no other line items that we discussed. Okay. Like this one?
Adopted with amendment for postpone that lot in the budget to. Adopted.
No, we're not putting it in. Okay, I'm closing.
So there's. Always not under some time.
Did you get the motion? Y'all should have the motion. No, we're still in the. Yeah, we'll be in the public hearing.
You can send it after.
Okay.
I move that we extend, ordinance 2024-238 ordinance for the city of San Diego, making appropriations for the city of San Diego for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2024, and ending September 30th, 2025, appropriating money to the sinking fund, pay interest and principal on the city's indebtedness, and adopting the annual budget for the city of San Diego for the 2024-2025 fiscal year.
Okay, so I have a motion from Alderman Tremblay and a second from Alderman Luciano. Accepting an ordinance of the city of San Diego, making appropriations for accepting ordinance number 2024-238. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I need a record vote. Alderman Poppendeffer.
Aye.
Alderman Tremblaying.
Aye.
Alderman Rupino. Aye. Alderman Fillinger.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado.
Aye.
Okay, that is unanimous. They want to make a motion for ratifying the tax rate.
That's what you're gonna. For
Tax property.
Okay. Also, then we need a motion to accept this ordinance, correct? Yes. Okay. We need a motion now to accept ordinance number 2024-239.
Brian Borson.
Yeah. You should have that. Yeah.
Don't we have to put the numbers down there?
So this is.
So what are the numbers that we're gonna put in? Start with?
Still standing.
Number 124-239. An ordinance of the city of San Diego ratifying the property tax increase constructed in the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget. If adopted, if budget is adopted, there must be, having adopted the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget that will require raising more revenue from property taxes than in the previous year, and move to adopt and move to ratifying the property tax increase reflected in the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget, which is $284,165.59, and 50%. And of that amount, $12,082.68 in tax revenue to be raised from new property tax added to the tax roll this year as reflected in the year 2023 and 2024 fiscal year budget adopted on August 8th, 2024. Have a motion from Alderman Rupino, second. And a second from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any record of vote? All right, Alderman Poppendeffer,
Yes.
Alderman Tremblaying. Aye. Alderman Rupino. Yes. Alderman Fillinger.
Aye.
And Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado.
Aye.
Thank you, that passes unanimously. All right, so and we don't need to do that,
Yes.
but now we can close.
You can close it.
Okay. Well, now, the time is now 7:11. We are out of our public hearing. All right, so moving on, discuss under possible action on a resolution regarding the maximum for proposed ad valorem tax rate for the 2024 and 2025. For 2024, the council will consider setting a public hearing to consider the tax rate for 2024.
Very annoying if you put together the budget for us as well as a bit, what is that? What is that? Because that's the number we're gonna need to.
The number is 343907993. That's
Wait,
343907993.
no, 29,
983, I'm sorry.
9.
Let me read that again. 3439078
9.
Three four three nine zero seven nine eight three. 983. Yes. Yeah. Point 343907983 cents per $100 taxable value.
We'll keep that. Operating budget and that way. Interest and fund.
So what was it before that? Do you remember? For 100. To give clarity, we're talking about 10 cents on $100. Yeah, 10 cents on $100, not 10 cents on the dollar, 10 cents on every $100, 10 cents on $100.
And then
That's what we're looking at our property tax going.
And then we will, I need a motion to strike for August 15th, public hearing to August 9th on this resolution 2024-12.
I move to amend the resolution 2024-204 and the public hearing date to be changed from August 15th to August 19th, 2024.
I have a motion to strike August 15th from the resolution number 2024-204 by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Alderman Lupino. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, and I think I'm gonna listen for the fact that. And then I will need a motion to amend 2024-204 to insert 0.343930793 cents per $100 taxable value.
Move to amend resolution or actually move to insert on the resolution number 2024-204 for the tax rate to read 0.343907983.
We have a motion to insert 0.343907983 by Alderman Tremblay and a second by Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado in regards to resolution number 2024-204. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, that passes unanimously. All right. Yes. So let me take the record vote. Alderman Fillinger.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado.
Aye.
Alderman Lupino. Aye. Alderman Tremblay. Right. And Alderman Coffin. Thank you. Okay.
So we. Yeah, the first meeting.
Let that be. Okay.
You got it all remembered, sir. If you're ready to rock it.
Well, let's ready to rock and roll then.
No script thing off.
To that one.
Uh, I move we adopt resolution number 2024-204, a resolution of the City Council of the City of San Diego, Texas, regarding the maximum proposed ad valorem tax rate for 2024, as amended.
Also, second.
I'll strike the motion.
Okay, I'll start that second.
I move to adopt resolution number 2024-204, approving a maximum proposed ad valorem rate of 0.343907,983 per $100 value. The council for 2024 will consider and set a public hearing on August 19th, 2024, 6:30 p.m. to consider the tax rate for 2024.
Need to get a second.
I'll second.
Okay, so I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Tremblay. All of those in favor, all record votes, Alderman Coffin.
Aye.
Alderman Tremblay.
Yes.
Alderman Rupino. Aye. Alderman Fillinger.
Aye.
And Mayor Pro Tem Albright.
Aye.
Thank you. That passes unanimously. Okay, all right, so moving right along. Mayor and administrator announcements. So for everybody that's here, everybody that's in the interwebs, if you're interested in running for a position, a councilman or the mayor position, the deadline to submit your application is August 19th. Please be sure that you get that in before 5 o'clock at the end of the day. After that, there's no takebacks. Can't do anything about it. So then leading up to that, or rather, right after, not right after, but after that, November 5th is the general election, which is where you would be on potentially the ballot. And I think that's all I have regarding elections. So alderman potentials, if you are interested in a position, August 19th is the deadline to submit your application. Please do not wait till the deadline because things happen, flat tires happen, so.
And they must be received, not postmarked by.
Correct.
Obviously, by
Yep. Lastly, I guess I just want to throw in there, congrats to all the Olympics and the Olympians, that have won multiple medals. The USA basketball, won their round today. They're playing in the gold, bracket, to win gold medals against, Team France. So I don't know if you watch basketball, but Wembanyama is going to be there playing against USA. So, you know, there you go. All right. Moving right along. The consent agenda, actually, all matters listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council. However, the minutes are not prepared, so we will postpone this item. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do today is we're actually going to stop right there. We're going to break off into executive session. We're gonna address agenda item 13C, executive session to deliberate the appointment, employment, and duties of the police chief and related matters to pursuant to Texas Open Meeting Act, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, and to deliberate over executive session to hear a complaint or charge related to a grievance filed by court clerk against Public Works Director pursuant to Texas Open Meeting Act, Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, personnel matters. Time is now 7:21. We are in executive session. You are more than welcome to stay in here. If you need anything, just check with our city secretary, monitor, catch smoke break. We'll be back as soon as. Alright. It's now 7:54. We are in session. All right. Okay, so we're gonna come to agenda item 13A, discuss and possible action on a resolution accepting the resignation of Chief of Police J. Matthew Jones. We have a resolution in front of you, council. Need a motion.
Make a motion that we accept. Jones.
Resolution 2024-205.
2023.
I have a motion from Alderman Poppendorfer and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado to accept the resolution and to accept the resignation of Chief of Police J. Matthew Jones, resolution number 2024-205. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Unanimously. All right, moving right along to item 13C. Rather, 13B, excuse me. Discuss and possible action on a resolution appointing Nicholas Waters as chief of police, providing severability clause and providing for an effective date and administer the oath of office.
I'm going to accept resolution in 2024 resolution of the city council, the city of San Diego, appointing Nicholas Waters as chief of police and San Diego Police Department.
All right, I have a motion from Alderman Tremblay and a second from Alderman Rapino, accepting the resolution number 2024-206, resolution of the city council of the city of San Diego, Texas, appointing Nicholas Waters as chief of police and department head of the San Diego Police Department. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, that passes unanimously. Chief Waters, would you like to step up? Well, first of all, I guess we should have asked you to accept. Okay, good. I'm glad you're studying each one. Yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna administer the oath of office. So if you want to, if you'd like to. Come on,
Sure. We only have to find that stuff if you have to.
The one.
Okay. With the statement of answer.
That is,
Is there another one? I think I have that.
Sign the statement, because he's not been found.
Oh, yeah, you're right, you're right.
That has to happen before that was the policy.
Yeah, can we go print it off real quick?
It was on there, and
There should be 3 documents.
no, there was only 2.
But it only.
Yeah, it's this one here, state on, so
Yeah.
I directly,
He reads that to scientists, and
Yeah.
then we do the.
okay, all right. All right, sir, please, take a look at this document. Make sure that you agree with it. And sign. All right, please raise your right hand if you would like to hold on to that. All right, please raise your right hand. I, Nicholas Waters, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of Chief of Police
Of the office of chief of police
for the Police Department of the City of San Diego,
for the police department of the city of San Diego,
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God. Did I win?
Congratulations, Chief. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Look forward to doing this, sister. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor, we'll be looking forward to it.
You can have your seat if you'd like to. Not one of those.
Thanks, man.
Since we're still on 13. We could do item F, discussing a possible action on agreement filed with court clerk against public works director.
If there is no action from the council, and you as mayor will take action and,
Moving right along, so since we're. Oh. You have a motion?
yes, that's a motion.
I'll second the motion.
All right, so I have a motion from Alderman Tremblay and a second from Alderman Coffin after to take no action. And for with agreements, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. That passes unanimously. Since we're in 13, let's just close this one out. Discuss under possible action on application for Lupe Arellano for a license to encroach in the city's right of way pursuant to ordinance 2021-76, approximately 23050 Copper Canyon Drive. And so what we have in this situation, ladies and gentlemen, is the residents built an entryway into their property. Unfortunately, it does reside on the right of way. However, it does not affect water. It's not an area where we would ever put our own property on there, I guess you could say. Again, it is a situation where they were unaware of the city ordinances that is our right of way. From the understanding of the conversations, I didn't understand they were in San Yokes. But I guess at this time, again, it does not affect the water runoff. There is nothing on the culvert. I did speak with the residents. They agreed that shouldn't have been built, knowing the ordinances. However, you know, we also did talk about where can we meet in the middle, because it was an elaborate project that's more than 3/4 of the way done. I think the resident is open to some sort of waiver that we wouldn't be responsible for any damages should we have to go and repair the right of way, replace the culvert. We would only be responsible to replace the driveway, which is our responsibility in a repavement program and a repavement plan. But she also understands that he wouldn't be responsible for her actual structure that was.
How close is it to the street?
As close as a normal mailbox, sir. So I mean, it puts up to the road. And there are many mailboxes along that road that butt up to the road. So,
I looked at the plat, the BCAD, they're probably in excess of 40 properties that back that easement, if you will. And this property here that wants to get access, take control of a portion of that easement. It's just gonna open a can of worms for everybody in that has property
That's
that
another
backs that
topic.
subdivision.
But he doesn't.
I'm looking at 23050
Mhm.
Pocket Canyon, which is property ID on
At the
DK.
garage, at the driveway?
No, I'm looking at the back of their property, so how are they, where is, we have a drawing, and where exactly are they trying to gain access to the
No,
back of their
No,
property?
this is the driveway, as you
Front.
drive in.
Of their property?
They built a structure, like a rolling,
You're talking about the one from before.
yeah,
Well, I'm looking at,
Are-
I'm just looking at their property. As the, on the map of BCAD, where their property is on Copper Canyon. I'm puzzled as to where they're looking for an encroachment.
right,
So
so,
do we have a drawing, do we have a map, do we have anything that shows us where's the application for the license? Do you have an application for the license?
No.
So there's no application,
I mean, there's not even a permit system in place here, so I mean,
but they're asking for,
that's the only way we could go about to do it, right? Because at this point, they were unaware of the ordinance. They built. We unfortunately stopped them, we fortunately stopped them in between. So now we're in the rock and the hard place, right? Quite literally. Do we allow it by way of a permit? Or do we deny it? And, you know, now she's on the hook for not only the build, but the demolition of the entryway.
Man,
Yes.
we spoke,
Mhm.
you told me about it last week, and you said it was halfway, they were stopped.
Mhm.
They were told that the council had to decide. I went to Wednesday.
Mhm.
They finished building it out. They didn't stop.
Yeah.
Even though you told them they had to come to council first.
Yeah, and in our conversation with her, with the property, the people that were doing the job had to leave, right? They were from Houston. So it was at her discretion to either stop and lose out on the entire cost of the project.
Well,
Or
it wasn't to her discretion. You had
Well,
already,
she could have,
you
she
had
could decide
already
which,
indicated there
she's an
that there
adult.
was an ordinance.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It was only halfway done.
it was more than halfway.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went by there. It's finished out and it's at the blacktop. So I mean, it's huge. It's not just,
We did
Yes, sir, I'm just gonna. Ignorance of the law is no excuse, it's never been an excuse. No matter how you come into Sandy Oaks, there's a sign that says, welcome to the city of Sandy Oaks. Okay? Right of ways are not singularly unique to the city of Sandy Oaks. Okay? Everywhere there is a street or a road, there's a right of way. Okay? If you were building a home in San Antonio, would you just assume I could build this marvelous gateway out to the street? No, because you would be aware that there's a right of way. The contractor that agreed to build that is, my mind, the villain here, because he knows better. If he's ever built a gate in any community, he's aware that there's a right of way. All that to the side, I'm gonna say, let's sit on this, let council members go and look at what we're talking about.
We just saw the picture.
we got a picture on here.
I'd like to see the picture.
But again, there needs to be a written application. Nobody knows what it's like. So in order to get the license, it should have been something in writing.
The ordinance tells you how to.
Exactly.
Ordinance 20.
It should have been taken prior to the construction being.
The ordinance we're discussing, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, is 2020-176. It can be pulled offline. We have it in front of us here. And it does outline what a person can do if they want to build out through the easement. And what they need. Well, I say could be,
No.
if they want to do this.
The traffic hazard.
I
That's a traffic hazard.
tend to disagree there's a traffic hazard.
It's, It's within 6 inches.
If I leave my truck on it, then that's my fault.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's within 6 inches of pavement, sir.
I mean, the work is beautiful. I should have went ahead and
I'm
done
not
it.
arguing that.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just don't think it's very community wise to make them take two losses.
It sets a precedent.
The precedence is that we're gonna work with our residents. Just like the way we work with residents that have overgrown yards.
Within reason.
Yes, and I agree, but to deny an application or to just disregard it
but
without
Well,
further.
they
I'm not seeing an
disregarded-
application.
They
Well,
disregarded
They
your,
disregarded
your suggestion to stop,
It's a
and you were
suggestion,
great.
it's not an order. I suggested that,
but you knew to tell them that city council would
yes.
decide.
And it was a situation where the people that were building it were not from San Antonio, and either they go home and come back twice, or
That's me.
they finish it in, I know, and I get it,
It's
but
not.
I'm giving you the facts. It is here, it is here, and it is there,
When you took
that is the
them,
fact.
they already knew they messed up, right? Because
Correct.
they didn't get a permit, they
Right.
didn't ask council, they didn't
Right.
read their deed restrictions, there's a setback, there's all that.
Right.
Okay, so they already knew that. And then you said, hold off. And then they still did. They completed it. I went out there, I saw it.
Sure. And again,
So, I
that-
mean, what does that show? They were working with us or
a
we're working
business
with them?
decision had to be made for those people, right? So she made what she thought was her best judgment.
This will set a precedent, and if we don't deal with it, we're
The
never-
precedents, what precedents are we setting that? We are not allowing the beautification?
Not the structure like that. Not without, at least coming to council or
Sure,
calling an alderman or something,
but if you don't know that you're in a city,
but you told them.
Sir,
you
you drive
educated
by,
them.
you
After the
drive
fact.
by- you drive by the sign, there's no way you can get to Copper Canyon without driving by. the
what does your
sign.
mailing address say? Does it say Sandy Oaks? It says Elmendorf.
Okay.
So, I'm just saying, right? There's plenty of reasons.
And I'm just saying, sir, that if we allow this, we have to allow it for everybody else coming in.
We don't.
Okay.
That's why there's a permit process.
All right, then,
So then,
then the next person that comes in and builds a similar structure and says, I didn't know that I was in a city. I didn't know that there was a law about building in the right of way. Well, heck, let's work with them too.
I mean, trust me, I understand where you're coming from, but how are we conveying to our citizens that we're not just this rigid form of government, right? If they want rigid government, they can go to San Antonio, right? I understand they're wrong. I'm not saying they're not.
Then I say we repeal this ordinance and just not have one. Why,
Yeah,
do-
that's not the
why
right
do
decision
we
either.
insist on passing ordinances that are never enforced?
Well, why do we pass ordinances that we don't have people to implement, to enforce them?
Because we're supposed to at least be aware of what's happening in our city. As mayor and administrator, you should be aware.
I'm,
What's our solution that we're looking for here, ladies and gentlemen? Apparently, sir, you have a solution you're looking for, which
I mean,
is,
look, my solution, I don't know what it is, right? I feel bad. I feel bad for the new resident that moved to San
that
Diego.
I understand. Okay,
Well, I think
So-
somebody should make a motion and we vote on it, and that's
I
the
move.
solution.
Right, I move we take the item to vote,
take what to go? What is?
the application, if there is an application, there is no application.
Yeah.
if there's no application,
There's no application,
then
because there's not an application process. There's an ordinance that
There
says
is
you
an
have.
application process,
Where's the application,
it's in
David?
the ordinance.
Tell me where's the application? It doesn't exist. That's what I'm saying. There's no application process. It's an
They
ordinance,
simply apply for permission to build that structure.
but then you're telling me that, okay, well, where is the application? It doesn't exist.
They're applying for permit.
Show me the paper where they apply. That's what I'm.
Simple letter.
So that's what they need to
There's a
do.
letter to the city.
Okay.
Submit the information of what's gonna be the project.
So let's take this off the table, have them submit an application, and then we'll vote on it.
okay,
Does that make sense? Or am I?
They can't apply after the fact.
Sure, according to this.
How are they gonna
ordinance, you
apply
sure
after the
can.
fact?
Page two, paragraph number
Basic
two.
application,
Hold on, what was that, Terry, tell me?
Page two, paragraph number two, yes, you can apply after the fact.
Okay,
and whether they have permission,
and then we still have,
then we vote whether we will accept that.
right,
Let's not argue with that.
no,
So is that acceptable? Okay, so
Okay, so we'll postpone for a proper application, to be submitted by, the owner of 23050 Copper. All right. All right, so let's.
Meanwhile, if I may, meanwhile, if this job is not complete, they need to start. There needs to be no more, construction done on that. What I see, there's still a lot of rock there laying on the
One, I
ground.
think,
so
what,
it's still,
what Mayor Pro Tem is saying,
There's no sense.
it's complete now.
It's done.
I went out there, both sides were up. I mean, they may have debris out there still, I don't know, but I mean. it's-
Okay.
okay. Okay, agenda item 7A. The income and expenses for July 2024 were reported on City Secretary Delman Doyle with possible discussion and action. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Alrighty, Mayor. Beginning balance as of July 1st is $292,387.15. Checks and payments cleared were $112,462.98. Deposits were $55,617.57, which brought the ending balance as of July 31st to $235,541.74. Now on the ARPA fund, it stayed the same as last time, which was $52,746. But the TDA fund, it was a deposit of $13,066.40, which brought the balance up to $65,036.30.
And then Charles, we did include the budget versus actual as you requested.
Yep.
And this is as accurate as this morning, right?
Mhm.
And last night, this morning.
The one that you printed?
This morning,
No,
Right.
this morning. We
This
changed-
morning, yeah.
Made an adjustment to the H and she printed it.
this morning, yeah.
Yeah, this one.
That means that we still paying on this, and things that have been done.
Yeah.
After that consideration.
Mhm.
I move to accept the financial report as presented.
Right, I have a motion from Alderman Lupino to accept the financial report as presented and get inspections. Alderman Lupino in a second, Alderman Phillips and Alderman Hoppenbacher to accept the financial report as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you. Updates and announcements with possible discussion and action from our police department. Chief, do you have any announcements?
Not at this time, no.
Corporal Castillo, do you have any announcements? Nope. All right, moving right along. Here, 9 public works updates and announcements from Public Works Director Priscilla Smith with possible discussion and interaction. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Good evening, council. Mayor. I know the animal control facility is a mess back there, but our guys have been working all week long on rebuilding one of the cages back there. And, we're almost completed, so when Ashley comes back, she'll be really happy. And we've got a lot of work to do on the actual animal control facility itself, one of the 8 kennels. There's a lot of maintenance that needs to be done about it. So your department right now is covering animal control.
Yeah,
Working on himself.
he's on weekend.
I'm out in animal control. Not picking up animals.
Yep.
Responding to fire, and picking up animals. Yeah. All I have right now.
Well, what, while you're here, anything back to text off? Can you
Cricket,
excuse me?
cricket.
Okay, can you keep maybe, an official letter from the city stating the danger that that road, is imposing. I mean, it's. Yeah. It's not.
I keep doing patchwork with our asphalt bag
We should,
for tech stop.
we should,
And it's over there at 37 as you exit to come here to the neighborhood. My guys are patching the holes there. We're patching the holes from the fire department all the way over here. And TechStop doesn't want to respond,
I
so
think an official letter from the city, for 9 years.
send them over.
I don't know if we have something signed by the attorney stating, the danger there, there's a danger to city vehicles, the fact that we're, doing some maintenance on their portion of the road.
We still look though.
Well, I think we gotta discuss agenda items. Disqualify.
Under public
For
works.
this work, for this. Yeah, it's not really. Well, no, we're not. Okay. Okay. All right, discussing our possible action on pest control estimate. Okay.
I, ended up getting 2 quotes for pest control for this, building, for the city hall and also for the community center. We have some little visitors at the community center apparently, between scorpions and mice, I guess. But I've sprayed the building with Home Depot product I've purchased from there, and it's not enough. So we have little ants in our kitchen here. So I just feel like we just need to stop messing with, spraying the building with Home Depot product and just get them exterminated.
If I may, Mayor, we did, pass a credit card policy. These items can be done with credit card without coming to council for approval. Simply request from the department head to the mayor signs off on it. You go ahead and do these things using credit cards. Shouldn't have come to council for these
Pest
items.
control is not part of the approved budget. So that's why.
Shouldn't have voted. These credit cards shouldn't come to the council.
So far that I know of is, Mittens. They don't have a contract, so I can cancel at any time with them. They've been in business for a long time, since I think 19.
Let's get to the chase, ma'am. Who do you recommend?
Mittens.
And this will not cause your budget to be exceeded for this year?
This doesn't have anything to do with my budget, sir. The city, this ain't public works.
Well,
They
thank
can
God.
fall under the.
This doesn't
God
fall under
bless
the
you,
city- this
God
don't
bless
fall under
you
public
for
works
doing the
budget.
research, man.
For city hall.
Yeah, I would recommend, Mayor, that we, institute a pest control program and that we accept public works director's recommendation to add to an exterminator. Yeah, we got critters walking, crawling and flying, so both here and there. Let's just get it done.
So that's a motion for the pest control estimate to be accepted. That's a motion by Alderman Fillinger, do I have a second? Second. All right, so I got a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Rapino to accept the Whitney rating estimates for both the city hall and the community center. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, it's unanimous. The only thing I don't have for you, man, is the water fountain. Do you have estimate? I couldn't find it. with you, for a chance? It was just one, right? Doctor?
I had a couple, but the thing is that you're talking $6,000, $10,000 for a water fountain, and this one here is right under 3,000. And it has two fountains. It has two fountains on the side, it has a bottle fountain up here, and then it has a dog fountain in the bottom. So. That could be, we could,
Put down at the city, thank you.
correct. This would be where? At the pavilion? What? So you have to run it on.
Yeah, I think hot water would have to be into the correct.
We're gonna try to get it from the, that's why we're trying to put it as close as we can to the restrooms and put it on that back wall. So you have the two restrooms, the storage room. But if you were to go around actually on the pavilion, that's where we want to install it, is on that pavilion part. Because we have no water that runs out there for the playground or the basketball field.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great up there, but.
It won't last, they'll damage it. Is that the parks budget or your? That would be not under my budget, it would be somewhere else. Just to clarify. Yes. Stop doing that. Yes, it's probably under parks. It's a budget line item for the parks. And I also had and I didn't bring it with me. But Mr. Rapino back in the day had us order a bench for the playground. And that bench was, and these two benches were actually on sale, and I should have just bit the bullet and bought them. But now they're $419 instead of $245 what they were on sale.
But that's not.
But I wanted to put,
that's-
yeah,
that's
I know
not part
that.
of it.
I wanted to get, because they're under $500, Charles will even tell you, they're under $500, I can purchase it. I just need approval.
Well, it's approved, you're only approved.
I haven't been over this yet.
You're gonna use them for $500, that's on your budget, on your credit card, that goes through your. So why are we worried about it?
You're not letting that. I have to, y'all just passed a deal where if you purchase anything,
Yeah.
we have to get it approved by council.
No, not by council.
The credit card, you mean? Yes. So if I purchase something with my credit card, the process, yes.
Yeah, but we approved.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
All right, so, again,
So back to the water fountain.
back to the water fountain. Only one item that I could see is the municipal building park community center, which already has $4,000 in line item. That's $2,300.
The big line item of park and city grant projects. That's the one I'm talking about right there, the Catherine said. So the 27.99 can come out of that fund.
Yeah, that's what we really want. Yeah, with the new budget.
I think under your budget.
Yeah, part of part.
Well, the works budget.
Well, there's the park. Park and community center expenditure, that's over budget, so it has to be in the municipal building park and community center. Which is $3,900, almost $4,000, and we're gonna take $3,000 of it.
Perfect. So,
Not so much,
just kidding.
we still need to pay for it. Permit or whatever. But, yeah, when it's there, then we'll spend it.
Well, the pest control comes out of the city hall.
One of them will, but the other one's gonna come out of the community.
Right.
Yep, yeah, so it's $3,300.
Well, we're already there, so I don't see it as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need the water and for the dogs. and-
No, they need the pest
Pest
control.
control.
But pest control, yeah, but they can, you know, I think there's two pest control, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
And then 379.
People down there every night.
Because remember, it's gonna be $2,900 plus whatever the plumbing services. is gonna cost
27.99 and 370 on the plumbing.
in the plumbing.
We're doing the plumbing? We're doing it. Oh, we can hold that. Because it's right, well,
We're gonna try.
well,
it could turn into something that. Can we get an estimate on how many can you see? I mean, that's hard.
We were just gonna tie into the,
Yeah.
into the wall. We were gonna actually drill into the wall and try to get the plumbing from one of the restrooms. Because they have water spigots in each one of them. So we're gonna tie into this. But if y'all wanna just hold off on it and then I'll look at something else, that's fine. I'm okay with that. We'll come back with something else. That works.
$3,200. Total.
You want to make the motion, or no, you want to postpone them? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna postpone the water docket. All right, moving right along, 10A, presentation of the monthly report by ACO, she's not here, so we'll move along. Moving along to 10B, discussing a possible action on vacancy in position of ACO 2. ACO 2 was released from this position recently, due to some personnel issues. Would you want to open or re-advertise the position, or should we change it to where it's no longer an ACO position and instead it's a maybe a kennel tech?
So
So,
we don't have to do the recertification a little bit, but don't they need to be certified when they're handling?
I think they'll need a bite stick handling, but I mean, I can certainly clarify with Ashley what that person should be.
I
But
think a kennel tech would be more appropriate.
I think so too, because having two of them, while effective, then it got into a situation where nobody wanted to clean the kennels. Right, because, oh, I'm the ACO, I should be on the road, so, you know, maybe that's more of a leadership thing that they
Or
didn't
just
have,
find the,
or define the role, but. Then it just turned into nobody wanted to clean the kennels. So. You can redefine it as a kennel tech with maybe potential to be ACO.
or, yeah, it would be a tech and give them that role and then look for an ACO.
Also three positions.
Well, I mean, eventually, because what else are they gonna do?
Oh, I got it. So the eventually they'll become ACO. I got
You need to create a job description.
Me. Let's create a job description for
That's
the,
where the problem.
for the kennel tech, because that's not gonna be a full-time job.
If we have a full house, it's. Because not only do you have to clean and scrub and feed and water
And well,
and walk, you have to walk the dogs.
Well, somebody has to do it on. It's not just kennel tech that they would just be doing kennels. They're not gonna be an animal control officer. At this point, they're just gonna be a kennel tech assistant to the animal control officer. And
job
it's this.
descriptions,
Yeah, move that we
Yeah.
create job description, I would move that we,
Yeah.
convert this, the ACO 2 position to a kennel tech position and have the, animal control officer assist the mayor in creating the job description.
there you go. I will second that.
All right, so the motion by Alderman Tremblay is to create the kennel tech position, creating the job description, and then
Along with the animal control officer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and include the animal control officer to develop the kennel tech position. So a motion from Alderman Tremblay and a second from Alderman Fillinger. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, that's unanimous. All right, moving right along, 11B, updates and announcements from Park Advisory Committee Chair Rapino was possibly discussing interaction.
Okay, we had our meeting, Tuesday of the sixth, August, and, we discussed, several things, one, gratitude for the repairs that, were made at the community center, the floor, and the done. Again, for them, particularly the floor, that was done. It's much better now. Also, they discussed the, the hot and cold running scorpions and the road. So that is another thing that we're happy about, that we're gonna get testing for. And we also discussed how well the 10th anniversary celebration and the 4th of July. And we also discussed with the board mentioned about getting a part-time, part-time employee down there, rather than all volunteers, which the volunteers do. And they're all carrying on with all the special presentations that they do down there. Almost every evening. So, I know this meeting will be the first Tuesday of September.
That's the day after Labor Day. So gonna have it? What's the next big event, do you know? No, Labor Day, but I don't think y'all doing.
No, we were doing different.
Halloween,
Thanksgiving, probably.
Halloween.
Oh, wait, yeah.
But before that is National Night Live.
Yeah, but that's, yeah, that's not.
That's not sure. Well,
That's everybody.
Yeah.
We participate.
okay. All right, thank you, Tom. 6 o'clock?
That's it.
I get it wrong, okay. 5:30, Tuesday after Labor, yeah. All right, moving right along. 12A, discussion or possible action on appointing a commissioner to fill the vacancy on Planning and Zoning Commission and the procedures to fill vacancy on the Planning and Zoning Commission. You have anything prepared for that? Okay, so I'm gonna postpone item A and B and C. C is the annual budget, the amendments for the annual budget, as it's been time getting the budget reconciled. So I should have everybody in this meeting. We will pull also D for the receipt of certified appraisals. Girls, I need to see if that email is gonna be in your inbox, because I haven't received it. I know once in last year you received it, so. If not,
I will check.
okay. So that's D. Agenda item E, so we can complete that today. Because I have certified that everybody has taken the required training as necessary. Is that it? No, that was from the past. Well, that was from the- That's all I'm saying. So yeah, so she was telling me that she needed my documentation to do worksheets with the certified appraisal, so I have to do that. Okay, so yeah, moving on to agenda item E, 12E, which is discussing a possible action on a resolution verifying completion of cybersecurity training. And I confirmed that everyone required to take training has sent me their response. I can get a motion. Yeah, 2024-207.
No fill in the blank. Okay. I move resolution number 2024-207, a resolution of the City Council of the City of San Diego verifying that the cybersecurity training required by Texas Government Code Section 2054.5191 has been completed by certain city employees and elected and or appointed officials, verifying completion of the audit, authorizing the mayor to deny access to any individual in non-compliance, and authorizing the city secretary to submit the required report. So for adoption.
Okay, so I have a motion from from Alderman Billinger to accept resolution number 2024-207, A resolution of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, verifying that the cybersecurity training required by government code section 2054.5191 has been completed by certain employees and elected or appointed officials. And a second, from their pro tem Alvarado, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That's unanimous. All right. Agenda item F, discuss and possible action on establishing an ethics policy for elected and appointed officials. Before we start, do we want to postpone until the next meeting?
Yeah, they good. We're gonna keep on this can for a couple of months now. There's one that's on the packet that's like 30-40 pages long. There's another one that's 3-4 pages long. Hopefully, everybody has had an opportunity to look at these things. There is a one that is submitted, I would know. Oh, this one, you click in here, it's the last one, the policy from Curville. It's 60 pages long, pretty cut and dry, nothing in there illegal or immoral. I suggest we utilize the policy that Curville has adopted.
I'll say no to all of it. And I'll tell you why. All you're doing is dragging up paperwork. Now, first off, this is only gonna affect elected or, that means everybody at this table. We're all elected. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
Lincoln.
Next, number two, it's a waste of paperwork because there's already a policy in place. As a matter of fact, for those people that wanted a Texas Ethics Commission, wanted ethics policies to follow, all you had to do was go to ethics.state.texas.us and voila. That even applies to us sitting up here at this table. If I am in violation of an ethics policy by the state of Texas, there it is, where you file a grievance, where you can put me out of office or do whatever you want to do. But to take it down this road, and yes, I'd like to pay for it, where I could sit here and vote and decide, you know what? I don't agree with you did, with whatever you did, I filed a grievance against you, and I'm gonna push for everybody else to vote to put you out of office. That's the paperwork for signing, which means that gives me the right to overthrow a voter's say of who's gonna sit up here at this table. So my point being, it's way too much paperwork. There's already a policy in place. Why do we need another one?
Permission to address, sir.
The state has it.
Permission to address.
Yes, sir.
And it's granted. I have the floor. Thank you. There's a policy in that, sir. Number one, not just elected officials, but all employees of the city. Right up there in the heading, says that. Number two, we can't vote a council member off. That's illegal. Okay? So to sit there and say, oh, I can vote Tom Rapino off because I disagree with him, is a false statement, sir. Absolutely a false statement. We can remove appointed officials, but the removal of an elected alderman in type A, B, or C, Texas General Law City, requires a lawsuit to be filed at district court. Been that way since 1990. Okay? When you read the Texas Ethics Commission, not every one of those are applicable to local elected officials. That's specifically state officials. So we're not required to have an ethics committee, policy, but we're also then not answerable other than filing legal charges, some of which, well, neither here nor there, sir.
So if I can have the floor,
Please.
the end of this document does say the city council may impose sanctions such as reprimand, formal censure, or loss of assignment on a city official whose conduct does not comply with this policy. The city council may act to remove members of boards from office. Now, is boards the city council?
No,
No.
Okay.
Animal control advisory
but it
committee.
does say
City
that
council is the governing body, sir.
yeah, but it does say they can loss of assignment on a city official who's conduct.
Okay, right now, we have exactly, Alderman Coffin-Dapper is in charge of the Animal Shelter Advisory Committee. If a charge was brought, we could remove him. Alderman Rufino is the chairman of the Parks Committee. If he got wild and crazy and started importing scorpions in the building, we could remove them from that committee. An appointed person can be removed from a board or a committee, for a commission. But that's neither here nor there. I believe elected officials should have a high standard of performance and conduct. And I believe that citizens should be able to complain to council against council members and elected officials, just like they can against police officers or city employees.
What means if the citizen could not make it before we want to?
Sir,
I think we just don't.
do we have a process?
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Do we have an ordinance?
I don't know, I got a 40 some odd page document, 4 pages, I could just say we're done.
So in the definitions, I just.
It's
I'm saying I go back.
judicial when you, judicial when you being judged.
Yeah.
And not us.
Because by definition, it says city official means city council and any appointed member of the board. And then when it comes back here, again, it says, or loss of assignment on the city official whose conduct does not comply with the law. The very end. So it's not different than I'm. No. Yeah, no, there are, but I'm saying this is the curve one, the one that you were
Yeah,
going through right now, the shorter one. You want to see this one? It just, it contradicts, right? So.
Well,
We
we could not just adopt Kerrville without some modifications, because Kerrville is a home of the city, not type A city. It's a different set of rules. But I mean, that's fairly, that's a good guideline. But there are no procedures as to how, in fact, it says this is a performing policy. But there's no procedure.
I don't.
Although lengthy, it's-
The 40
I mean, I
page
read it.
one is
I
very.
read it all and, I mean, it has processes and not just, we can't just willy-nilly take somebody out.
Right.
There's a process.
The city attorney prepared that. So it's quite lengthy.
City attorney did not.
The-
Sir,
the first-
and I'm not recommending that we adopt this tonight. I'm just recommending that if you've done your homework and you're willing to discuss something, let's discuss it. And then turn it over to the city attorney,
That was one.
for review and recommendation. Okay. I mean,
It's a waste of time, I just don't see the point.
well,
I think,
Because everything I'm seeing, okay. For everything I'm reading, and everything I'm seeing. This city doesn't have a problem with this. If it's issues dealing with our employees, we already have an employee handbook. That covers these issues. If it's issues dealing with us personally,
Hang on.
I,
it says it right here, section 18. City officials and employees shall respect and adhere to the city government structure as outlined in state law. It says it right there, read and drive. I don't disagree that we need it. I do agree that if it's the first thing that it says in section 18 is outlined in state law, Why do we need more?
Why do we need to make bigger government in this little town?
We took an oath.
Yeah, we all took
Thank
an
you.
oath. Well, then why do we need a piece of paper?
We all
I
took the
agree
same
to
oath.
that. I agree that that is a fair statement. We all took an oath. More bureaucratic paperwork is exactly what big government is.
Okay, so who's gonna, have you read all that? What's, governing or doing something actual in place? So
If we haven't read the state one, we're not gonna.
Because-
Well,
Started on.
To address that, sir, in procedures of the executive suggested thing,
Mhm.
yeah, you're responsible to read it and to sign, but I have read it, I understand it, and I have looked at about a third of this is appendices of the pertinent state laws, which I would suggest some people at this table have never looked at. So,
How do you know?
That's a
that,
bold
Bob?
assumption.
But that,
You know what they say about assuming?
are you besmirching our,
Fellow council members?
and,
not your credibility at all, sir, but.
No,
you're-
but why,
That's what it
why,
feels like.
why does the state have one? Well, why does the state have one? Just merging everyone,
I think we need all business.
it's something in place.
We all signed an oath, so to defend the Constitution of all hold our
I think
duties.
right now, I'm not gonna, vote for it.
Make a motion. Make a motion, if that's what you believe, make a motion. We don't need it.
I'll make a motion, I think it's not.
All right, I have a motion on the floor that, are you going to table it? There's no answer. You didn't want it.
I'll modify that, I'll make a motion that. Because I know people here, and need that. Something is necessary, I will. Now, to the fact that I will. Study it again. So that's the motion, but.
Okay, so we're,
Postpone.
you want to postpone it, all right, on my authority, I'll postpone this item. Give us one more meeting to review the documentation.
I've read it already.
I'll make a motion that we table this item.
I really do.
No, you postponed it, sir.
Same thing.
Not really.
Why are we postponing?
No, it's not the same thing at all, sir.
You said we can't table things.
No, you can table,
It's not
you
the
can
same thing,
table
that's what I'm
things, you
saying.
can table things, but if you don't bring it back at the next meeting, it's gone forever.
What's
Okay.
that? So,
But if you postpone, you can
Well, he
postpone
made a motion to
indefinitely
postpone.
to the next meeting.
no, you made a motion to postpone, on my authority, I can postpone. So we'll postpone it to
Can I ask for a timer, sir?
the next one. What do you?
I
for
hear
the date.
postpone, I did not hear postpone until the next meeting,
I
the
said that.
third meeting, or,
I just said that.
okay.
Postpone to the next meeting.
Thank you.
Specificity, the 22nd of August at 6:30 PM at 22870 Free Street.
Thank you, sir.
All right, moving right along.
I move to adjourn.
Your paper what? My motion is approved. You already know it. Excellent.
Congratulations, chief.
Thanks, man.
What's your birthday? You made it through the high. You made it through the good start.